When did you discover the trick of like just putting extremely hot chicks in every video?
I've done that for a while.
I feel like you don't do it maybe as much now.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a little bit of a compromise?
Yeah, because people like we were talking about are like just mean to girls. Like, why are you putting these girls in your videos? And you're like, chill. They're funny. And
I would do anything to just be around this attractive woman. I just want to smell her. She don't even have to touch her or do anything.
Yeah.
I just want to sniff her.
I know. I just want to sniff her pheromones.
You're right.
Doy.
That's something I wish I had been able to like wrap my head around throughout my life. Is like there's so much value in just having girls around, like pretty girls.
Yeah.
Like just don't keep them around. They're your friends. Pretend that you have friendships with them.
Pretend.
They will bait other women into your circle.
Yeah, you gotta just you gotta just pretend to be their friend. Pretend to be their bestie.
But so what do? You like DM a random girl and you say like, hey, I want to use you as clickbait in my video.
I think like a lot of it's like, especially like only, I want to use you as clickbait for my video.
Well, now on the OnlyFans era, it's got to be an easy sell because every girl's looking for something to do on YouTube to get some eyes on her, right?
Yeah. And there are like funny ones. Like I think me and Kazumi work together. I think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
And
she's hot.
But
more hot than hilarious. No offense, Kazumi.
Sorry, Kazumi. She actually is the one that I think got me on your show or introduced me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I was kind of wondering that. Where the f did he come from?
Yeah, where did I come from? But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, it's funny because I'll do like a video. I'll do like 10 videos for the boys where it's like just dudes being dudes and like just like bro humor or whatever. And then I'll do like one with like a girl, and then like, or like an OnlyFans girl. Then like there'd be like just weird guys just be like, why the f do you have these whores in the video? And I'm like, you're only seeing this video because they're in it, right, and you didn't see the last like 10 videos or something. Like,
right.
I'm like, so you're kind of only watching because they're in it. So why are you getting mad about this? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Right. I think there is a lot of shame going on there. The guys click it because they think the girls are hot, but then they're kind of mad at themselves that they're watching content that really has nothing to do with them. Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, then you didn't watch any of the last ones. Right. So why didn't you watch the last one? And they're like, you only use hot girls. I'm like, what? Okay.
I remember at least 10 years ago, probably longer than that, there was this BMX company and they went on a trip overseas and they made a video and the thumbnail was just a woman's ass. Because I think they were in like Brazil or South America or some shit, and there's just, chicks shaking ass on the street, and they got a clip of this girl's ass moving around, looked great, and they made it the thumbnail. And this is back in the day before you could get, demonetized for having a fucking ass as your thumbnail. And then they got like a couple million views, and they were just like so stoked, like beyond stoked. And then they go on another trip, and I think that I can't remember if they used another ass or if they like tried to kind of pull this off again, but I don't think it ever worked again after that. And I really felt for them. Yeah. They just accidentally landed on algorithmic gold.
Yeah. That used to happen. I feel like there'd be like the worst videos and they would have like 50 million views on YouTube, just these long videos. And you're like, dang, they cashed out. And then you watch it, it's like this weird prank.
Well, if you
they just hit this algorithmic gold.
If you stay consistent and put out a video like every week or whatever your schedule is, at some point the algorithm will reward you by just being like, hey, this one's doing better than all the other ones. Boom, we're going to just show it to everyone.
Yeah. That's how like the shorts work sometimes too, or even reels. It's like a few days after, they're just like, you're like, whoa, okay. But that was random.
Do you feel like it's kind of defeating to put so much time into reels and TikToks that don't earn any money when, as a YouTuber, like obviously the full length videos are the thing that's actually bringing cash in? Yeah,
it's interesting. So I'm like, where do I even get money to survive? Like,
you have that feeling?
Yeah, I was having that this morning. I'm like, oh, whoa, like I need to like just branch out, do a bunch of different things. But it's like, it is gratifying to have the shorts. And then like now TikTok's paying over like a minute things. And it's like, that's now competitive and stuff too.
What's the most you ever made on TikTok in a month?
I think it's right when like their beta program, I made like a few thousand, like nothing crazy, because that month I just didn't have anything pop off. But I was like, oh, cool. A few $1,000 for posting TikToks that I would just post anyway.
It's better than just being on there for free.
Yeah. It was like I could feed my dog.
Your dog costs a couple $1,000 a month to feed?
No, she's like a little Pomeranian. I almost brought her.
I don't pay any attention to how much my dog's food costs, but Lena just told me that we're now paying $500 a month for his food.
Really?
It's the nicest looking food I ever seen.
Dang.
All these
like
little
cooked up, prepared,
and
all
these
everything.
little packets, and I gotta like scoop it out and mix it together in the bowl. And she told me that the dry food we were giving him before was like $50 a month or $100 a month, like nothing.
Yeah.
5x to just make the dog healthier, knowing that his lifespan is like 12 years or whatever.
Yeah, I should do that. I had a dog trainer in the beginning because I was like, oh, my dog barks when I walk, like when I go to the bathroom. I'm like not in the same room as her. She couldn't even. She said she was like, oh, I'm going to take your dog and I'll fix the barking for like 2 weeks, and then the dog came back. My dog came back and she was still barking.
Yeah, we had that problem too. We had to send him away again.
Yeah,
we got a little better.
Yeah. I just try to brush it off now, but she's better at like walks and stuff. But she told me all this crazy stuff to do to like feed my dog, and I'm like, this sounds so like get pumpkin pie stuff. I was like, what? And then like this kind of stuff's poisonous. This one's poisonous. This one's poisonous. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
It's crazy. That's a job to just like make up a bunch of bullshit about a dog's diet and just like feed it to people.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if like a lot of it was bullshit. She started like digging into myself. It was like during COVID. Right. I was like drinking a lot at that time, and she was like, are you sure it's not like your drinking problem is your dog is like feeling like, and I was like, whoa, what, really? Probably.
You're like, yeah. As
she
soon
was
as
like about to make me cry.
As soon as somebody starts telling me that my dog's like emotional state might be the problem, my eyes are just going to roll into the back of my head. And I'm just going to be over this fucking conversation. Yeah.
It was wild. She'd come over at like 9 a.m. and I was tired, and she'd just like give me like a therapy session about my dog's anxiety problems were about like how much I was drinking during COVID. And I was like, okay, maybe you're right. Did my parents like hire you?
Right. So where are you at with the drinking today?
I've stopped drinking, hopefully for good.
When
I'm like 4 months, 4 months sober. Wow. That's the longest since I was like 20.
Because I saw some bits of you on the Cold Ones podcast.
Oh yeah.
And they are, I guess, like extremely enthusiastic drinkers.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, how you film some of your best stuff while hungover or whatever. But like, yeah, why'd you stop? Why'd you kick it?
I just like wanted to get healthier. I felt like bloated, and I was like, I was like drinking too much. At like noon, I'd be like, a White Claw sounds good. And so I was like, maybe I should just like not do it anymore.
Right.
And like,
and you're how old?
31.
That's when it really starts to kick in, I feel like.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's cute when I was like in Australia with doing Cold Ones.
Well, they just do it forever.
Yeah.
They just drink for the rest of their lives.
in Australia.
Yeah, you're like 75 and you're still slamming pints.
That sounds fun.
I don't.
But
my thing
is, a drinker?
No, I really? Stopped 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Also, when I stopped doing Kane and Xanax and all these things.
Yeah.
Just kind of all at the same time. Poof. Just stopped. And I'll still drink once in a while, but like at my birthday party, which you went to, I had one White Claw at the house. Felt like the tiniest bit of like acid reflux / indigestion. I don't know what to call it. And just was like, you know what? Like I'll have more fun tonight if I don't drink, and I'll feel great tomorrow. So I'm just not going to drink. And it just, that little bit of pain that I felt from the White Claw just made that seem like the easiest decision in the world.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like I would drink way too much, and then like the medication just like mixes, and I like looked it up. I was like, oh, I should be like dead by now.
What medication?
Like Lexapro.
How's that going?
I've been taking it forever, and I didn't see like how Lexapro and alcohol mix. And I looked it up when I was like, I felt like shit one day, and I just looked it up, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't drink anymore ever.
Yeah.
Or do drugs.
The antidepressants make it like a million times more powerful, right?
Yeah.
I remember somebody sold me some oxys back in the day. It was the only time I ever had oxys, but I was just like with some dude and he just like had an oxy prescription and he was just like, I'll sell you these for $10 each. And I heard somebody say like, these are worth like $100 each.
Yeah.
So I bought them. And then I like couldn't find anybody to buy them because you have to be like a straight up like crackhead to fucking want to like buy 80 milligram oxys. And now I would have a really easy time selling those. But at that time I didn't really have like a network of drug users. So I ended up taking them myself because I got a concussion and my fucking head hurt so bad. And then I remember I went out drinking one night and off of oxy and took like, drank half a beer and I was just fucking annihilated. Yeah. And that was when I realized like, oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah. You just, it makes it stronger.
Way stronger.
It makes me like sleepy.
So why'd you get on the Lexapro?
I just felt like I was like in my head, like just distracted all the time. And so like I just like told the doctor that and he was like, yeah, here you go. Here's big pharma. Shove this big pharma up your butt. But when I don't drink it, like I definitely feel like it's working.
Right.
And then when I do.
So you have a good relationship with it?
Yeah, pretty good.
That's good to hear.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just I've been doing it for so long. I'd like be the same, or if I like just didn't do it and I just matured and like was like got out of my head somehow or whatever. But I think it's good. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who like. I remember being in fucking high school. Yeah. And just like hearing from my mom about like how essential she felt it was for like young girls to get on antidepressants. Yeah. Yeah. And just being like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how you really think that like such a large percentage of kids need to be on this shit? Yeah. And
so you're kind of hooked on it. Like, when you're on it.
Your developmental age. I mean, they put me on Wellbutrin when I was like 13, 14.
Oh, really?
And I did it for like 6 months and then I stopped. And then at some point I realized like, oh, I can't really remember that 6 months.
Oh, really?
It was just kind of a blur.
Yeah. Kind of like robotic or something. Yeah. I hear some like horror stories of different medication.
I was behaving horribly in school and getting arrested for doing stuff outside of school. So I guess that's why they thought that I needed something.